So when I see girls come in and just like clout grab and then run off, I get mad and I'm gonna call it out. So look, he can hate me. Cool. I hope you get angry watching this. If you ever see this clip, I hope you get mad, I hope you get tilted, and I hope you seriously reconsider giving this girl any type of real title. You wanna have fun with her, bro, go smash her a little bit. Even if you wanna do a fake relationship, fine. But bro, don't put her in a position where she could hurt you. Don't put her in a position where she has access to your shit. Don't put her in a position where she could come in and say that you cheated and make you look crazy. Like, no, man, no.
Hi, my name is Akeem, and I am the founder, chairman, CEO, president, vice president, and the dean of Ran-DomU University. We offer a vast variety of courses, everything from psychology of the fake alpha male to cringe studies to pause 101. Now, if you're interested in joining this university, please call or text the number on the screen at 1555 Ran-DomU. Are you ready?
Welcome back to Ran-DomU University. Today, you guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'm a little bit more fired up than normal. I am going to bring a little bit more energy. I'm reinvigorated. I am juiced, jacked, ready to go. Fresh off of listening to Watch TV's live stream that he's going to be streaming for like a day straight. Like, good luck, homie. I hope you make it. I'm telling you, as a person who never sleeps, I get it. But I already let you know that in the chat. Take the money that I sent you because you know what? You deserve it because you help assist me in making money as well. So I'm just giving back to you what you've helped give to this channel. So thank you very much. Just make sure you hit that subscribe button though. But either way, I got to talk about Myron again. Because Myron has been up to his normal antics and he has not stopped. Myron is over here hating on Cenat again. You know why? Because he likes women. He has a girlfriend now.
You gotta respect. You got me. I know peanut butter, 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 peanut butter. Now listen to me. I know y'all knew, okay? Yeah, I know, bro. Y'all fucking knew. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all is good. Yo, I thought the shade room was shade room, but hey, besides my family, I felt a human form of like purpose to like. Oh my god! Hold on. Now hold on. Wait, that's not regular. All right, let me ask you a question. You love? Yeah. Hey, I knew you was gonna do that. I knew you was gonna do that.
Can you see the disdain on Myron's face in those clips right there when he's watching Kai? Like, Myron is truly upset. Now, as a person, look, I can only date this back to the 90s, but all I think about when I see this is back in the 90s when people used to be extremely homophobic, when you used to be like, a gay person. Myron's like, a straight man. That's what he feels like here. Hating on the fact that this man actually likes chicks. The fact that he actually doesn't have to pay for his girlfriend or pay for a woman to pretend that she actually has sex with him. He ain't got to do all that. Cenat, who cares if the man's like shorter than a freaking midget or he could be one of the 7 dwarves? It doesn't matter. Cenat is a person who apparently has charisma, has a little bit of swag, tons of money, decent looking guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, at this point in time, I don't give a damn what people think. You can tell if somebody's butt ugly or not, period. Kai's only issue is that he's short. It isn't about facial attractiveness. He's got all the facial symmetry, smooth skin, all the extra stuff that you can talk about. I don't think he has a problem talking to women. Maybe he has a problem just like any other young guy, maybe making the move, but that might be about it. But Myron just reeks of somebody who's got all the haterade. He's got a big bucket over there behind his chair while he's over there pissed off watching a man celebrate getting, you know, a nice girl in his life.
So originally, no, y'all have never dated anybody in the influencer world. Anybody you've ever seen me come in contact with was literally just strictly a friend. Like, I've never dated, I've never done anything, I've never, nothing. Like, when I tell y'all nothing, so when people say, oh, she's dated influencers, she's dated this person, when have you ever seen me date these people? Like, I've never dated an influencer. Any influencer you've seen me with, y'all can ask them yourself. I've never dated them, they've never dated me, yeah. It's been influencers that have tried.
And that is where we're going to begin today's lesson. Please don't pay any attention to the shadow. I am filming. It is really late and it is very dark in here. And I can only get so much lighting because for whatever reason, this apartment complex decided to build these buildings with no ceiling light. Fantastic, right? Well, thank God it at least took a few dollars off the rent this year. Surprising, I know, but yeah, it's still kind of high. But anyway, today's lesson, and we're going to go ahead and start with the fact that Myron just simply doesn't believe that any woman can have any money that's valuable to men. It's just outstanding to believe that this guy honestly believes that no woman, he thinks that when women say that guys are in their DMs, he believes most of them are just simply lying. When you look at how pretty this chick is, you know there's somebody in her DMs. If Busted Betty has got people in her DMs, I know she's got people swimming in hers. I'm just saying, I know that list is awfully long. Because it really doesn't take much for guys to want to slide into some DMs. If they think it's somewhat, attainable, they'll try it. I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Now, when it comes to people on her status and her level, it's a little different. And he's going to find out later in the video where he actually goes through and does the whole little doxing thing, where it's not really doxing in a legal way. It's just more or less he goes to her Instagram because it's all public knowledge, and he sees that she's got quite the following.
There's a reason why I brought all her shit up for you niggas to look at. 27K, 147K, and 468. I'll be honest with y'all. These are rookie numbers for a chick, especially for a girl. How much you want to bet her shit is going to 10x off of him? Her shit is going to 10x off of him. And then once he starts bringing her around on his streams and shit like that, she's going to blow up, right? Maybe even 15, 20x. She's going to be over M on all these platforms, right? And
whether she is or isn't, unlike you, she's still going to actually have those platforms. Yeah. He didn't, she didn't need to join up and, start dating Kai just to gain some clout, which I'm not going to dismiss that and say that that's not a possibility. She could definitely do this as a clout move. But, I'm just saying that doesn't guarantee that's exactly what this is from the start. It just doesn't. It just doesn't do that. And he really believes that women's only value is truly between the legs. Like, there's nothing else that they're valuable for. No guy would ever want to be with a woman because she has money. Not anybody, not ever. There's never been some guy sitting around in his underwear and his wife beater around some house, just sitting around playing PlayStation, eating up all the baby mama's like child snacks that isn't even his, and just sitting around being worthless. That scenario isn't real. That's only in movies, right? I guess nobody knows somebody who's sitting around doing just that thing. No, there's just people sitting around chasing like people like Lisa on My 600-Pound Life, weighing in at like 948 pounds. But for whatever reason, he wants her because of her body. Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure it's those free EBTs they get every month. I don't think it has anything to do for love. Sometimes dudes are in it for just the cash. Now, are they? No, most guys are in it for cheeks, and that's just to be honest. But there are dudes who definitely are out there swimming for money because they don't want to work. I know working sucks, but some dudes literally are just like anti-work. They just will not fill out a job application, and it's absolutely baffling. Like, dang, man, is it that hard to just get on the computer and type in your name? Sometimes you don't even have to do much more, especially on Indeed now, even though it's a scam site. You don't have to do a whole lot. All you got to do is literally just fill in some BS resume, and it'll pretty much do the rest for you. Just fill it out.
Your job, right? When your boy says some shit like this, like, oh yeah, I'm in love or whatever, your job is to immediately clown him and start grilling him about why do you love this chick, right? And your job as your boy is to always doubt the girl.
What kind of bullshit friendship circle is this if everybody's in here doubting the relationship? Are you sure you really want to be with her, Kai? Are you sure she's actually worthy? Are you sure she's not for the streets? Are you sure she's not a thirsty 304? Are you sure she's not after your money? Come on, Kai. Everybody in the circle's going to be clowning you for this. Dude, man, F y'all. Y'all can go ahead and kick rocks and get the hell out of here. Like, y'all don't need to stay here. Everybody's going to be like questioning me on this. Come on, man. Really? That is just sad. That's ridiculous. Everybody's going to start grilling Kai. Nobody's supposed to support this relationship. Not one person's supposed to be like, oh my God, congratulations. I'm proud of you, homie. Are you happy? You seem to be very happy. I've seen you smile a whole lot. Like, we've all seen it happen to our friends. Yeah, they get indoctrinated with the toxic love. And I think really what this comes down to, and nobody's ever talked about it that I've heard, is that Myron was scorned back in the day. One of his friends decided that they were going to date. And they were the friend who stopped hanging out. They were the one who all of a sudden, oh man, Tim, he's hanging with the girl again. Oh, they're out at Sonic. Oh my God, they're out at the movies. Oh my God, they're out at the park. Jesus Christ, he got a flight for her now. Now they're over in Iceland. He's never hanging out. Oh no. Tim decided that he was going to pull out once again. Pause. But Tim just is no longer invested in the boys, guys. No longer part of the bro ship. It hurt Myron when that happened to him. We've all seen it happen to a friend or two. They get whipped and, they get a little bit of taste of that tang and, they get indoctrinated with that disease. And I mean, we've all been there. I mean, and we've all fallen for that love, that pain that is going to ensue, that feeling that Kai was talking about, like, oh my God, I haven't felt this in so long. Like, Jesus, I didn't know I can feel again. That's that feeling a lot of us feel like it's died inside of us, but it's still there. We can find it.
Besides my family, I felt a human form of like this is a feeling that I haven't got in a long time. I was just talking about it, how I don't think I'll be able to find that. So it was a feeling like, it's like a weird feeling. I'm watching the movie, we laughing, we having a good time. Fast forward. She take my hand, kiss my hand. So now my heart in my ass.
Kai found it. And that's what Myron hates. He hates that he has that feeling about women. He hates the feeling that, somebody actually would care about somebody like that a relationship could possibly be real. No, you're supposed to question that. You're supposed to grill your boy about it. You're never supposed to be happy for him. Not one bit. Not one person around there is supposed to say congratulations. And I just can't get over that.
Maybe the other 2 or 3 will go with the Chad, right? But what I've realized is the more attractive a woman is, the more she's attracted to status and wealth. Looks aren't as important to them. All right? So, with this said, now that you guys understand that a woman's main amplifier for attraction is status and money, right? Understand when she acquires that, if she surpasses you, your time is limited, my friend.
Now, the thing is, Myron catches himself trying to give Kai advice throughout this video. And it's just wild for me to believe that he really thinks that Kai would give a damn.
If you get with a girl, and she's not as big as you, as soon as she reaches her level, if not surpasses you, it's over. It's over. Women don't know how to deal with status and fame when they're with a dude that has less status and fame than them. Or sometimes even equal. They don't know how to deal with it, bro. Okay? Like, I don't think these niggas understand that men and women are not the same. Right?
All this is a desperate plea for clout chasing. Like, he's desperate down there.
Him and Lowe and all these other fucking... So, yeah, he ain't going... I'll never be able to tell him this shit. So, look, someone want to clip it, send it to him, whatever.
Like, Myron is already censoring himself on his new videos nowadays. If you haven't seen him, he stopped saying some of the slurs he was going through before. The other day, he just said nigs. Like, nigs? Really? Oh my God. Like, you talking about censoring yourself. It took everything in his power to not say that word, because he just loves to say it. Like, he wants to say it. Anything that's like, I forgot what he said to summarize the J's. The J's. Didn't even finish with the U's part, which that sounds worse, like when I say it like that. But anyway, he didn't finish with the U's with the J's, and that means he's pretty much ballless at this point. But anyway, he just goes ahead and he starts trying to give Kai advice, and it's like, dude, why would he want this? Like, Kai isn't gonna listen to you over here hating on the fact that Myron believes, when your friends are supposed to be there in that circle, clowning him, as he says. Why? He thinks that everybody's supposed to say, you know what? That's gay. Liking a girl is gay. You know that, right? That she's got cooties, right? Oh my God. Why in the world would you like a woman? That's exactly what Myron thinks. He thinks that you should go out there and be like, oh my God, that is some manly stuff to like women. I don't get it. What are you supposed to say in these circles? Why are you supposed to clown your boy because he got a girlfriend? Yeah, I get maybe you should warn him if you've actually been able to scout this chick out. This isn't like the Travis Hunter situation. These situations are completely different. This woman doesn't have the rap sheet that that Travis girls does. I mean, it's not the same. These aren't comparable. The only thing that's comparable is the age of these people that's involved. Somebody's going to have to crash out, and somebody's probably going to be able to survive it a lot better than the other one. Travis's crash out looks like it's going to be absolutely devastating. And we pray for you here at Ran-DomU. We really wish you the best out there, Travis. Good luck. Now, just to go on a side tangent here, I was just randomly thinking the other day, and I heard this on, I think it was Ty Boogie's, show or channel or whatever. Either way, he was talking about, shouldn't we remove Myron's N-word pass? I mean, should this guy really be allowed to say the N-word? I mean, I was thinking, dang, that's a really good point. I thought about it before in the past, but it never really dawned on me to mention this in the video. But yes, why does he always talk about this? First of all, isn't he the guy who's always talking about, man, blacks are always talking about, man, bro, you want some ebonics type of stuff? He's always, clowning bros and acting like we talk some type of way, when every day he's always out here trying to, spew the N-word like he ain't practiced it 1,000 times in those mirrors he doesn't have at home.
And not only that, if you don't have frame, you don't have game, you're not an attractive nigga, it's a wrap, bro.
Out here just recording it on tape, out here just trying to listen to himself. Do I sound right? Do I sound black enough? Does it pass? I don't know. Does it still sound like I'm using the ER? I don't know. Maybe it's close to the A. Myron, I guarantee you, he practiced that for years just so he can feel comfortable to say it on camera. That's what I really feel like when it comes to Myron and the N-word. Like, Myron's one of those dudes, he really practiced a lot. He was making sure that when he came, when that day showed up and he was like, I'm going to say it and I'm going to be cool about it, he was going to be ready. He was going to make sure he had that, like, you know, really nicely enunciated A at the end, just to make sure nobody like, ooh, looked at him funny, you know, like, ooh, I don't know. Now he's definitely Arab if you ask me. You know, say they didn't want him to have questions like that. So Myron made sure he perfected that in the dark, in his, you know, like, you know, dark, you know, corners of his room, and made sure he got it right. He practiced, but he still should have it pulled. Because all this stuff that he says that black people don't deserve, black people shouldn't have, and we all this, that, and the other, I don't see why he deserves it. Like, if he doesn't consider himself part of the culture, part of the community, then why does he continue to use our language? Why does he continue to try to be like us? Why does he continue to try and talk black?
But I dislike, if there's anything I hate more than when niggas simp and fall in love with, like, chicks that are have nefarious intentions.
If you ever listen to his vernacular, it's all Negro. I mean, what is that? I don't understand. All this stuff, you seem to be heavily influenced by the blacks.
Because you guys got to remember, right? A lot of men deal with women looking to qualify them, right? They're giving the woman the benefit of the doubt. But what I need you guys to do is doubt the benefit of the woman, right? When dudes do shit like this, right? You can tell, this is funny, whatever. And look, I get it. He's the biggest nigga there, so none of them could talk back to him. Nobody can say nothing to him, right? So they're gonna sit there, like, look at Agent bitch ass sitting there, oh yeah, really, wow, holy shit, bro. You know what I mean? These niggas can't really say nothing to him.
You still hate Agent and Low because they made fun of you and made money off of it. I mean, how childish is that? You claim to be a Dragon Ball Z fan, but yet you seem to have learned absolutely nothing from that show. In that show, enemies become allies of the good guys all the time. Like, you could have made things up with Agent and Low. Like, they wouldn't have really took it no big deal. I mean, if you were to clown them back, because you know what? Hey, make a video for video, clown for clown, joke for joke, bar for bar. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. I don't think it would have mattered to them that much if you would have just did that. But yet, no. You had to go and cry like a little bitch and put all these fraudulent copyright strikes against their channel, censoring their free speech, shutting them down from making money. Yeah, you had to pull that maneuver, but yet you're supposed to be the biggest advocate for free speech. You claim to be the Superman, the Homelander, the Captain America for free speech. But yet anytime somebody wants to make jokes about free speech against you, you know what happens? Oh, things are different then. They're much different. Oh no, now I gotta cry and complain and get them shut down. When it's not the same. You over here crying and complaining that that's why you got removed from the platforms. That's not true. You got removed from the platforms because you're promoting hate speech, bad things. Like, when you say we have to do something about the blacks and we got to do something about the yarmulkes, that's promoting violence. That's not quite the same as making jokes. And I'm sorry that they hurt you. Sorry that they were funny.
Right? But the reality is this, bro. You gotta have a very honest look at yourself. You're like 5'3", black as night. You ain't in the best shape, right? You ain't like some like ripped nigga with like crazy muscles and shit, right? Like, if you take your fame and clout out of it and the money, you're gonna have super low sexual market value.
But guess what, Myron? He does have all those things. He does have all that clout. He does have all that money. It doesn't matter. So your whole hypothetical situation, he doesn't have to live it because he's living this life with those realities already set in place. So all that crap that you're trying to throw out there for the person who would be Kai, who's not actually Kai, the Temu version of Kai, the guy who's faking like he's Lil Durk, you know, the lookalikes that are out there in society pretending to be the person who they're actually not. No, Kai does not have to live that reality. He does not. Kai can just go ahead, live his life, do his thing. He doesn't have to live this BS scenario that you're talking about.
Now, here's the thing. You can be ugly and get girls. Absolutely. I'm not saying that you can't get girls. You can get girls. But you have to be extra strict with bringing girls in your shit. And what do I tell y'all niggas every fucking time when I talk about influencer? I tell you guys, never, ever get with girls that are influencers.
So let me get this right. So Kai's supposed to date who? The chick with no money? The one that you would obviously qualify as the one who would be some type of gold digging 304 because, well, she obviously has nothing in her, upbringing. So why would she not want to be with Kai to, mooch off of him and get some of that clout and money. Just saying. So why would he date the poor girl? Oh, is he supposed to date Lisa from My 600-Pound Life? Is he supposed to settle for ugly, busted Betty? I mean, what's he supposed to go with? Not supposed to get these qualified cheeks, I guess, that he's supposed to be getting now. You know, most people date who's around them in their industry. Most people date who they work with somehow, even though that's probably against most HR violations. Most people in the industry date people who's in the industry. Just saying, a lot of times people date who they're around. My thing is, I'm just concerned for, you know, the young men who are still following Myron. You're more likely still in middle school or high school, whatever. You're still taking tests. But if you're still following Myron, I gotta question your intelligence. It makes me think you're one more bad test score away from qualifying from not being able to ride the short bus anymore. You won't even be able to ride it. They're just going to literally hand you a helmet when you walk into school. They're going to start telling you to watch out at crosswalks. Watch out for stop signs. Make sure you look out both ways. You know, hold hands with an adult. Make sure you have an accountability buddy. That's what they're going to start doing with you kids. Just be careful. You know, following people like this makes you dumb. You know, when they talk about listening to brain rot, like, you know, watching Coco Melon and stuff like that, where it says somehow it's actually melting the child's brain. That's what this is doing to you. Watching Myron, watching Fresh and Fit, watching these red pill bozos who are apparently putting a bad name under name of red pill. All of them is brain rot. Brain rot is not good. That leads to early dementia. Do you really want to get that? I don't think you want to have it by the time you're 30. Just saying, I think you want to like salvage some of those years.
Your boys around you aren't going to tell you the truth. And probably a lot of them don't even understand this shit. A lot of them probably aren't red pill aware if I'm going to be all the way 1,000. A lot of niggas are simps. Right? 23 years old, bro. When I was 23, I didn't know my way around women like that. Right? And I had like, by 23, I had like a lay count of like 20 or 30. Still, didn't matter.
If you're in your mid-30s and you're still talking about how men aren't red pill aware, red pill adjacent, still talking about your lay count when you're in your low 20s, I still don't think you know your way around women. Personally.
You really gotta like, this shit takes time to acquire, so I don't expect you at 23 to know this shit. So let me just tell you. What if you have a girl that has career aspirations of being famous, being a celeb, being an influencer, whatever it is, bad mojo. Very bad. Never wife those girls, sex and recreational use only. Because her motives and her career path is always going to come at odds with yours.
Who's calling this guy? Seriously, like, who is actually calling this guy up for advice? You know, I talk a lot on this channel about how lost and delusional Fresh and Fit fans are. But I mean, seriously, like, these folks got to be about as lost as Mary Jane was at the end of Spider-Man, the animated series on Fox. Just drifting down that portal. Just lost and confused. No, gone. I mean, seriously, those 1,000+ people you see on that live stream, I'm pretty sure those people are about as real as the folks who watch Neon. Just bots. They're about as real as the brown noise in the lost city of Atlantis. Just figments of our imagination. They're about as real as the monsters in the movie The Page Master. You know, I'm pretty sure at this point in time, the people who are still following Amber Fuddle are just so ashamed to show their faces that they're just like those folks that were in that Lily Phillips porno documentary. Blurred faces, altered voices, all alien-like. Ashamed. This is almost just like being a fan of Marvel Phase 4. Something nobody wants to admit to.
I tell you guys, man, don't ever wife up chicks that are show business. It's a fucking problem. And every single time I've called it, I've been right. Whether it was DDG, he didn't like that shit, right? Because I mentioned before, somebody said that he didn't like that. I mentioned, but I was fucking right. Like, nigga, you're gonna get with an A-list celebrity that did the mermaid shit. Like, no, man, it's not gonna last. Sorry. It's not gonna last. These showbiz chicks never fucking work. They got too many options. They got too much money. They got too many people in the ear telling them they're special. Doesn't work. Neon and Sam, L. Who else? Well, guys, in the chat. I'm drawing a blank here. I've been up for almost fucking 24 hours. But I've called out a bunch of other relationships taking L's. In the chat, let me know. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I called it right with Aiden. With that demi-sucks girl. Yep, that girl. Female streamers are the worst. Female influencers are bad, but female streamers are absolutely terrible. Yeah, Sarah. Yep. Sequel Sarah. I don't know if that was real, but I could have told y'all that was going to be an L no matter what. Who else? Yeah, Ruby Rose. Cooked. Destiny. I called that one out too. Yep. I did call out Destiny and his chick. I did call that one out. Sky Bree. Yeah. Damn, you guys are. Yeah. Lacey and his girls. Yep. I called that shit too. Nick and Sky Bree. Yep. Jinxie. Yep. I called that one too. I call that one too. Brittany Griner, yes. I did say Brittany Griner. I told her to her face that she was gonna struggle. And what's she doing? Bitch got out of her job. Try to find a nigga, bro. Selena Powell, I call that one too. You guys are right. Shout out, man. You guys are bringing me down memory lane. Like, I forgot about a lot of this shit. Miss Cheeks on my bro. I was never gonna wipe that bitch. Come on, man. You guys serious? You guys are trolling on that one. Yeah, MGK and what's her name? Transformer. Forgot her name. Trusky, I call that one too. I call that one too. Bro, come on, man. I am fucking Hostradamus. I am literally Hostradamus. I look at a chick, I look at a dude, and I will tell y'all, it's not working.
You know Myron was saving Hostradamus for quite some time. He definitely kept that one in the chamber. He was waiting for a nice sunny day to go ahead and bust that joke out. Because, I mean, you know, that's a solid one. The only thing is, none of that stuff was unpredictable. Everybody already knows majority of celebrity relationships just crash out. None of them work out. Like, when you see that, like, Taylor Swift and, you know, Travis Kelce got together, do you really think they're going to last all the way to marriage? No, I didn't think that for 1 second. I'm surprised it's still going on. Quite frankly, I mean, I thought that he was already going to be, like, the 48th album. Like, either way, he's going to be one of them. The next album after that, like, that relationship ends is going to be Kelce. It's just going to be. We already know it, and I'm waiting for that to drop and to see exactly how much money she makes off of it, because that's what happens to all of her boyfriends. And it all ends up the same. She's never going to end up getting married. It's probably going to be a travesty for Taylor Swift in the end, and she's going to end up like Martha Stewart. But you know what? We will continue on with this. But the point being in today's video, because I got sidetracked, was that Myron, once again, thinks he can predict the future when it comes to these women. And he really isn't calling out anything that anybody with any basic eyesight could see. Heck, if you just read about it, if you just heard about it over the like radio or some bull crap, or just if you're in the background and you were stuck in a wheelchair like Ray Charles, he could understand that this was not going to end well for these people. Like, none of these relationships were going to last. We all know it. It's all for the clout. Here at Random University, we preach God, family, clout, so we know when it's about the clout. Just like Myron's whole entire stream is about the clout. He's over here pleading so Kai can probably respond to the situation. So guess what? Maybe people will tune into Myron to see just how edgy he's being nowadays. Woo, boy. Myron's out there cooking out there in front of that American flag. Oh my God, it's proud to be an American. That's exactly what Myron wants you to believe. And he's just out here in this, dying, following your sword crap for, the fight of freedom of speech. And yet, once again, as I talked about earlier, he's the guy who's always trying to censor somebody on freedom of speech because they're clowning him and he can't handle the jokes because he wants to cry to his mama. And Myron also thinks he has the nerve to act like he's some type of genius because he was able to call out that Aiden Ross wasn't going to have a relationship that worked out. This man literally volunteered to get pink eye from Andrew Tate. And then you're talking about Sneeko of all people. Didn't he just volunteer his last girlfriend up like it was the sex slave trade up and cuck around and found out that, hey, you know what? If you let other dudes clap your girl's cheeks, you might not like it so much. Isn't that something that he was a part of? And then you're talking about your boy Destiny. Isn't he a guy who we all knew who was doing the pre-Sneeko before the Sneeko, and we knew his relationship was going to end when he was out here like, oh yeah, oh my God, it's okay that my girlfriend, pounds and gets smashed by other guys, because I like guys too, so it's really not that big a deal, until she started dating a guy that was more sissified than she was an actual girl. It was just crazy. The whole situation was just a mess. And I don't mean sissified in some type of offensive way. I really don't mean it that way. But the whole thing is just like, come on, man. Those relationships were obviously not going to work out. We all saw that. You know what I see when I look at Myron sitting over there in that corner when he's alone on his podcast without Fresh? He looks like Conovan Sharp. He looks like a lost, old burnt out athlete. Somebody whose scamming days are long past them, where they're just running out of money. Sad, looking for relevancy, crying on the internet, begging to the world, crying for somebody to hear them out there like Grandma Tomasi, just begging, hoping to God that he can get a few more people to subscribe to that channel, even though those numbers are not going up anymore. Still making money, still making livable wages, but overall it's like, oh, it just ain't like what it used to be. Myron's really upset these days looking over there. I'm like, man, this is really tough. To have to pretend and be that guy who used to have it. People are like, boy, you remember when Myron was relevant? Yeah, man, I remember those days. Yeah, that was a short period of time. Yeah, that's just like Conovan Sharp. Now people only know you for the sad times, the cons, sitting over there in that corner all alone, no friends, begging to the world to be heard. You know, the biggest detail I left out of this entire thing was this. You know, these people are just dating. It ain't that serious. We're talking about getting money taken and alimony and splitting of assets and stuff like that. It's not there yet. Just as a closing message in today's video, you know, Myron is always running his mouth about other people and their relationships and their lives and the decisions that they make. And it's like, man, who are you? You know, and I get it, you know, especially for me, I'm like, if it's on the internet, it is, you know, out there for scrutiny. I've said that, and that's okay. But sometimes it's like, Myron, you don't know these people at all. And you're just picking fights just so you can garner clout. That's when it really pisses people off, because it's like, dude, you're only doing this so you can get my attention. Like, I mean, otherwise, like, there's no point of this conversation even taking place. Like, I will not acknowledge you because to me, you're a piss hands. You're absolutely irrelevant. One day, one of these people is going to feel like getting their lick back because they're just sick and tired of you running their mouth. Now, this reminds me of a story. Now, I know, bear with me on Storytime. But anyway, this reminds me of a story when somebody ran their mouth when I was in 5th grade for the first time. And anyway, he was spouting off and I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate the tone that he took in his voice. And I remember thinking, when I looked back at that kid one day when he glared back at me, I was like, I'm going to get him back. And I was thinking, I need to get him back soon. And I did. Lunch was just right around the corner. And, you know, you do the whole thing once lunch is over. You get outside of the lunch cafeteria room and everybody's in a single file line. And anybody who has to use the restroom, go use the restroom. And then you come back and you're in line. Well, I remember I went into the restroom and I remember I saw him. I sized him up. He was over there in front of like the 3rd urinal. And I remember thinking, yeah, I just walked right over there. And I remember right when he was in mid-piss, midstream, I just need the piss out of him. Literally. And it splashed all over the place. And I remember it was just a mess because he couldn't stop it. He couldn't control it. And it was just going all over the place and it was splashing. And I remember, oh my God, you know, he's like, Jesus. I remember he was freaking out. And I remember I just turned around and I walked right back outside of the bathroom and got back in line like nothing had happened. And I remember the teacher tapped me on the shoulder, like literally, it felt like it was like 10 seconds later. It didn't take any time for people to find out what had happened. And somehow, in a matter of, it felt like no time, he was there all like, you know, moist and shit because he had piss all over him, crying next to the teacher. The teacher was there. The principal was somehow there as well. And they're like, are you responsible for this? They let this kid knee me back to get revenge. I remember that. And I wanted to absolutely saw this kid's head off. Now, you know, let's not take this as too graphic. Just we're talking, this is like 20 years ago, Jesus. But yeah, I remember being highly angered. And I remember looking back at him and I was like, that's going to be the last thing you ever get back on me. Just like Myron here. You're going to run your mouth so many times, eventually somebody's going to be like, you know what? This is the last thing you're going to get back on me. Now, I did get 2 paddle licks out of it, and thank goodness it wasn't with the one with the holes. It was just what it was. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Peace.